Good morning, beautiful people. It is early Sunday morning. I have been up since 4 something. Before I leave this house this morning, I thought it appropriate to go ahead and follow up with the Florida water because Shanette did comment about when it's time to go ahead and prepare it to be used. And now is about that time. It has been about 3 weeks. So I'm going to make a quick video about that, talk about a few other things. And let you all know before I start this video, I am lighting an incense. You probably see the smoke drifting up from this handmade cone incense that I made and that I use quite often, in particular when I am working with my ancestors or either when I am like stretching or doing yoga is when I burn this incense. And so I want to invite my ancestors into this space with me, and not just my ancestors that I know, right? My ancestors that I touch and that I breathe in and that I hug and that I kiss, like my big mama and my big daddy and my uncles, and even I've got some cousins, some young cousins, and cousins around my age who have passed away and are in the ancestral realm. I am in particular thinking about my cousins who are, I'm sorry, not my cousins, but my ancestors who touched earth all the time, a lot more than my generation does now. Because I do want to evoke and invoke more nature into my life and into my existence, my daily existence, right? Because I'm human and I am walking nature, right? And I feel in the direction or the shift that people are headed in with technology, in particular with AI. I don't know if y'all are following the AI conversations and the AI advancements. Like, they are happening very fast. I've been following this conversation maybe for like 3 or 4 months now. And not just the AI conversation, but even just in looking at and paying attention to people and how much we are attached to digital and digital technology, because technology can be anything. Paper was technology, right? Writing is a form of technology. Anything that advances our society and our culture, it can be considered technology. So I'm speaking in forms of digital technology and how, in particular, how AI sort of, I'm not exactly sure how to word it because I'm not a tech savvy person. Like, I don't have the verbiage to really express it, but I do just want to say that technology, I feel, will tear us even further apart and really delineate what is human and what is natural and what is not. So AI is an intelligent, like science project. Y'all need to look it up. It's crazy, but it saddens me in the sense that we are already like humans in robot form, or we can be robots in human form, right? So that is where I see the energy going. Saying all that to say that I am being intentional about involving myself in touching nature as much as possible. That is so important to me. It keeps me grounded. It keeps me present when it feels like there's chaos all around me. And so I am invoking the energy of my ancestors who touched nature, and my ancestors in Africa who were very in tune with nature. So hence my incense. Let's move on. I am also going to burn some sage so I can begin cleansing, in particular, just the receptacles that I'm going to use, or these spray bottles that I'm going to use to transfer the Florida water in. And we sage things or cleanse them or smudge them for several different reasons. We want to move any energy, any of maybe the people who touched it, that handled it. We don't know what kind of energy they were working in, whether these people worked in factories, maybe they were under duress at the time. I'm going to let this go ahead and fall in my strainer, or let these ashes fall in my strainer. I think it's going to be okay. We don't know if they were under duress at the time of making these. We don't know those machines, who made those machines where these were created. And so I'm going to smudge them and ingest them with my own energy that I want to use, my own energy that I want to feel the Florida water, right? I want my Florida water to be used, or my cleansing spray, my oral cleansing spray, my energy shifting spray, or whatever you want to call it. I will mainly be using it. I'll use it on my altar. I'll use it maybe if I want to spray and broom down, and maybe sometimes I want to spray myself a little bit and cleanse my own energy in a quick and easy way. And so, yeah, I am just replacing whatever energy was had, or whatever energy was in this. I am replacing it with what I want to put there. Sorry, y'all, my words are just escaping me, probably because it's so early in the morning. And I think that is well enough. I'm going to continue to let it burn here. All right, Shanette. So here is the Florida water that has been brewing underneath my kitchen cabinet for about 3 weeks now. I might add a few more essential oils after I put it into the spray bottle. But for right now, I'm digging it. I am digging it. So what I have here is my strainer, and this strainer is actually, the holes in it are pretty large. I might have to also run it through some cheesecloth. I don't know if I have cheesecloth to catch some of the finer particles that will clog these spray bottles easily. Like, it doesn't take much to clog the little apparatus that keeps the spray coming out, like the little spring function. So it does, the Florida water does need to be strained well. So as you can see, I'm just pouring it in. And yeah, I can see some particles in there as well that are coming out in the final product. Come on, fruits. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to, squeeze. I already washed my hands. I'm going to squeeze out all of the excess vodka. I do have a nut bag that I think I'm going to run this through. A nut milk, because I was making almond milk once upon a time. When Justice was drinking it often. Now he doesn't really drink any type of milk, so I stopped making nut milks. I'm gonna squeeze it all out. I'm probably gonna time lapse this part of the video. All right, still some more in there. And see, that's still quite a bit. Even though it's just a few drips coming out when I squeeze it, in the grand scheme of things, it may be like 15 sprays. We want to get every bit out that we can get. So I'm going to use both my hands at this point. Look, it's still quite a bit. So make sure you're squeezing it. It's money too, right? We don't want to throw money in the garbage. Yeah, it's still quite a bit. Y'all see all that? Right. My sage is still, is it the sage still burning? Oh, that's the incense. Oh, my sage is still burning. All right. So, I got the plate. So as I squeeze all of the vodka out, ooh, that's still a lot. Look at all of that. Y'all see that? And here's my nut milk bag. I can't remember the last thing I had in here. I'm going to rinse it out, y'all. I have used it for something else. I think this will be easier. So I'm going to use this. And that way I can do like that. This is my Ninja cup. There we go. I think that was better. I should have done this the first time. And by the first time, I mean instead of putting it in that first bowl. And I think that's it, y'all. I see a couple of floaters in there. I'm gonna take that out with my hand. So here's the beautiful thing about making your own stuff. You get to make your own mistakes, trial and error. You glean from it what you will. So now I know what's going to work for next time. Like, you don't have to follow my instructions directly. Use your intuition. Use your whatever knowledge you have about science and whatever makes sense to you. Use that knowledge when you're making your own things. So now I'm going to go ahead and pour it. My hand's good and disinfected, ain't it? Oh yeah, that nut milk bag was a great idea, because I can tell. If I had a darker colored bottle, which I ordered some, but I am sending those back. I still see a couple of things floating in there, but I think those would be okay. Because if it would have been way too many, then I think it definitely would have clogged these spray bottles. Boom. I see one in there as well. And I'm going to stop right there. The rest I'm going to put back into this receptacle and order some more spray bottles, because the ones that I ordered were actually not ideal for what I'm making. So that's why I'm sending them back. So I'm going to go ahead and place another order for bottles today, because I'm ordering a couple of other things. I'm just going to put this back in here. Dang it. I didn't, but that's all right. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. And I'm going to put this top back on, and that's going to be it. So, boom. We've got Florida water. Yes, it smells good. There's no need in saving any of this. It can be trashed. You can put it down your garbage disposal. I think it may freshen your garbage disposal if you have one. I don't have a garbage disposal. I don't know if this would be safe to compost. I am not ready to start composting just yet. And so just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to trash it. I'm grateful for it. And I'm going to clean this up. And I am going to walk outside and show y'all a project that I am going to start working on. I'm going to go ahead and do some preliminary stuff this morning. So we're going to take a little break, and then I'll meet y'all outside. Oh yeah, I brought this out. I am not going to strain it just yet. I'm probably going to give this another week. I started this maybe a few days after I started this one. But this is just magnolia, a magnolia flower that the Walgreens in Whitehaven has a row. There are a couple of Walgreens. The one at Elvis Presley and Shelby Drive has like a row, a full row, maybe like 15 magnolia trees behind that Walgreens. And as I was leaving, I saw a branch that was low enough and had a magnolia flower that I could pick. So I picked it. And honeysuckle from my Uncle Earl's bush next door to his home. and some cinnamon, which gives it this dark color. So this one's going to smell a lot richer than this, which is a lot citrusy. A lot more citrusy than this one. So yeah, I just want to show y'all this. All right, be right back. It's pretty cool out here this morning, y'all. I didn't expect it to be this cool. Maybe because the house was warm. Maybe that's why I thought it was going to be warm outside. So yeah, my other project that I am going to start on today, I'm not going to do much work around it. I'm in my backyard. I want to start a mini pond. Oh, and I'm looking at some of this. I'm looking at some of the plants on the ground that I could possibly use in the pond. And at first I was going to put it outside, but I want to keep it indoors so that I can watch it and study it. And as you all know, a pond is a natural source of water. It has its own ecosystem. And by ecosystem, I mean it has its own plants and animal life that they all feed off of each other, and they thrive in their own little environment. And I was looking at this plant right here. I don't know what kind of plant it is. I'll identify it later. And that is possibly a plant that can be dug up. And now I'm about to walk next door to my uncle's home. He has the perfect receptacle. That's my new favorite word on it. That I can use for the pond. I'm gonna, since I'm not gonna put it outside, I also had to think through where I would put it in the house. And so I kind of know where I want to put it now, up out of Justice way, so he won't be playing in it. So here is what I'm going to put it in. I'm trying not to make too much noise. But there's an entire ecosystem living under this pond. Under this pot. Let's see. So yeah, I'm going to dump this soil in here into this one, and I'm going to use this as the starter for my pond. That's all I kind of really wanted to talk about right now, is the starting of this pond. And I will be right back, okay? All right, y'all, I got the pond base. It didn't take much to empty the dirt out. There's still a little bit more in there. So I'm going to rinse it. Now I'm going to rinse it out. I had a few little bugs under there. I don't know what kind of bugs those were. It does have a hole at the bottom. So I'm going to have to figure out how to close up that hole. But this is a start. Those are the two holes right there. So those are going to have to be plugged up. All right, so that's enough for today. I'm gonna do some research on how to plug in that hole, and for right now I'm just gonna leave this out here to dry. I'm gonna take it back around here behind the house instead of on the side, so it can just be closer. Listen to the birds chirping. So there is research. I saw this on a news story on YouTube. Research that listening to bird songs and birds singing is like very beneficial for your health. Duh, it's nature. Right? It's a break away from the monotony of cars and TVs and whatnot. But anyway, Last final thing. So the retreat with Beloved Memphis yesterday was absolutely beautiful. Once I find out from Justice Dad or from Chase what our schedule is going to look like for the month, because we've been thinking about making some changes. Once I find out what those changes are, and I'll know what my weekends look like, I will be able to post dates for when I want to do the retreat for my Patreon members. And that's it. I am looking forward to, a nature walk. I always be saying this, and I always think of something else. But nature walk, we're going to do Tuesday evening. Yeah, we're going to do Tuesday evening. We will be on the Wolf River Greenway. I keep getting the name of it wrong. But yeah, we'll be meeting Wolf River McLean Insurance. And I'll post those details in a separate graphic or a separate flyer. So, y'all have a good day today. Okay? Touch some nature. Be still. Be quiet. Go outside. Breathe in some fresh air. And just be well. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.